everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome back to another weekly reading vlog with me. My name is Laura, and I'm just kind of talking about what I've been reading this week, which I've had a pretty decent reading week, so that's always good. The first half of the week was kind of slow, to be honest. I was really taking my time with the one book that I was reading, but the last couple days, holy shit. I'm just cannot be stopped. So first up, I read Citizen: An American Lyric by Claudia Rankine. This one, I read it as an audiobook on Scribd, and I gave it 4 stars. I've said before on this channel with other books of a similar topic that as a white person, I am not going to give my thoughts and opinions on it because my thoughts and opinions really are not needed here. So if you want to know about this book, I do encourage you to go read or watch reviews from people who can actually relate to what's being told in the book. So I'll just leave it at that. At the end of my vlog last week, I was in the middle of 1,000 Beginnings and Endings by Ellen O and Elsie Chapman. This is a book of short stories all about Asian myths, legends, fairy tales, folk tales, all that good, wonderful stuff. I have finished this. I finished it just in time for the owls. This was my very last prompt to get all of the owl exams done. So I did that, and I loved this book. It was so good. Oh my gosh. Every single story was good in some way. Like there were, of course, some that I liked less than other ones. In any short story collection, that's inevitable. But even the ones that I didn't like as much as others, I still enjoyed reading them because the writing was so gorgeous that I had to love it. I couldn't not love everything on this page. It was stunning. I gave this one a 4.5 stars. It's close to a 5, but not quite because there were a few that weren't as strong as other ones. But overall, this collection was incredible, and I highly recommend it, especially if you like Asian myths or just myths and fairy tales in general. It's very whimsical. It's very beautifully written, all of the stories, and it covers a pretty wide range of Asian cultures, and it was so good. It was so good. Read it. And after that one, I read The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This one, oh man. This book was something. I picked it up a few hours after finishing 1,000 Beginnings and Endings because I had it on hold at my library for the ebook, and there was a 2-month wait for it, and it was just all of a sudden available. So I was well, I guess I'm reading this now. So I picked it up, and I ended up staying up all night. Literally, I didn't go to bed until 8 o'clock in the morning because I was reading that book. I had read the first probably 60 pages or so in the afternoon, and then I went to bed around 12:30, and I was I'll just read a couple of chapters until I get tired and go to sleep. And then all of a sudden it was 7 in the morning and I was finished. I'm oh fuck, okay. So pro tip, if you want to fall asleep, maybe don't pick up a horror novel. I'm so dumb. But it was really good. The first half was incredible. I have literally never been so afraid of a book in my entire life. Oh my god. I actually filmed a review at 7:30 in the morning when I'm my hair is all sticking up. I'm bug-eyed and looking crazy. And it was wild. I'm not gonna post it because I am just incoherent and made no sense. But it was hilarious to go to sleep and then wake up in the afternoon and watch it again and be wow, it was nuts. But anyways, the first half was so good, and it was genuinely terrifying. And the second half, it didn't get bad, but it kind of fizzled out a little bit. I feel the scary parts of it, it was less tense, I was able to kind of relax and just read it. But the first half, I was oh god, actually terrified. And there was also some trigger warnings in this book that I was not expecting. I hadn't read of any trigger warnings for it. I don't know if it's just so common of a thing in horror novels that it's just expected to be there. But I don't read adult horror all that often, so I didn't know that it was going to be there. But there was attempted suicide, there was rape, there was sexual assault against a minor, and mentions of domestic abuse. I really don't like reading books that have rape in it. It makes me really uncomfortable, especially against a minor. When that part came up, I was I think by then it was around 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was do I want to DNF this? I almost did, but I was so close to the end that I just finished it anyways. So I did, but I highly considered DNFing right then, because I do not like having that in books. If it just feels like it's a plot device to make you uncomfortable or to like for like shock value, I don't like that. That's what this felt like. So I didn't like that part of it, but otherwise it was really good. So I gave it 3.5, maybe a 4, but I'll probably keep it around the like 3.5 mark. So that was most of May 1st where I read that. And then yesterday I read the entirety of Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. Yeah, it's May 3rd and I've already read over 800 pages this month. What the fuck? So this was a reread, of course. I'm rereading the series to prepare for the new book coming out in a couple of weeks, which I'm so excited for. And I fucking loved this book. I liked it more than the first one. Rereading it now, I'm definitely more into it for the politics part of it and the revolution and all that, and that's much more heavy-handed in this book than it was in the first one. So this one was definitely better. I also like Katniss just fucking losing it. Honestly, I like seeing her like in decline in her sanity, but still being really intelligent and just being able to like figure stuff out really well. I like that a lot. So I loved this one. I gave this possibly 5 stars, but maybe 4.5. It's like somewhere in that range. So like I fucking loved this. This was amazing. I don't really have much to say about it, just because like, I mean, it's the Hunger Games. Everything that could possibly be said has been said already, so there's not much that I can like really give insight for, but it was really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed this one. So that's everything that I've finished so far this week. And this morning, as you saw at the beginning of this vlog, I'm now reading Mockingjay. I'm on page 47, so I'm not too far into it yet, but seeing how my reading week is going so far, I'll probably finish it today, to be honest. Let's just read a book a day. Why not? So far so good. I'm loving this as well. Katniss is just completely unhinged and it's fantastic. I love seeing main characters who don't have their shit together. I think that's something that we don't see very often. And I like seeing that. It's interesting. It's different from what I'm used to, where like the main character just somehow always holds it together despite what's happening. But like, given that Katniss has been through so much crap in the last year, that for her to not be like losing her mind and like possibly going insane, that would be unrealistic. So I think it's really good that like she's being shown as being like mentally unwell at this point in time, because obviously she would be. Yeah, so I think it's really good, and I cannot wait to finish this. And then whenever Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes comes out, I'm gonna really try to read it this month because I'm so excited for it. It sounds so good, and rereading this series has like really pumped me up to get into it. I was already hyped beforehand, but now I am so unbelievably hyped for the new book that it's like probably one of my like most anticipated books of the entire year, like in like the top 3 probably. So I can't wait for it. Those are all of my book updates so far. Now in terms of like how my month is going to look, I am doing 2 different readathons this month, which like I'm fucking crazy. The Owls readathon last month was my very first readathon that I've ever done, ever. And now I'm like, oh yeah, let's do 2 in 1 month, because why not? I'm doing Tome Topple as well as Medieval-a-thon. For Tome Topple, I know that Sam from Thoughts on Tomes is a co-host. There are a couple of others, but I'm not sure. I don't follow them, so I'm not sure who those are. But I will link Sam's video down below so you can check that out. So for that one, I have 5 books planned for it. I will be doing a video for my Tome Topple TBR, so I'm not gonna go into them. But I have 5 books planned for that. And then for Medieval-a-thon, which is hosted by, I think it's Holly Hearts Books, I think, ? I'd never heard of it. I just heard about it yesterday and decided to do it on a whim. So for that one, I've got a whole bunch of books planned, and I've already done 2 of the prompts for that. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires was my prompt to get a chicken. I have a pet chicken now. And and then Catching Fire fulfilled the prompt to read a book that has yellowed edges, which got me an outfit. So basically that readathon, you're like a person in medieval times, and there's like a bunch of prompts for books, and every book you read gets you a different thing. So if you want to have a sword, for example, you have to read a book that has something pointy on the cover, stuff like that. So you just like gradually accumulate things over the course of the month. depending on the number of books that you read, is what your rank is in society. So like 0 books, you're a prisoner. If you read, I think the top tier is, if you read 7 books, you'll be an emperor or empress. It's pretty cool. I like it so far. It's just really cute. I actually managed to work in all of my books for Tome Topple into that one, and then all the books that I wanted to read this month anyways pretty much all work for that, so it worked out nicely. But because of that, mostly because of Tome Topple, my TBR for the month includes 14 books, which like wouldn't be that big of a deal, but my page count, if I were to actually read all 14 books, I would end up reading 6,315 pages. Which I can tell you right now is not happening. I might get like half of that done. Or maybe more, who knows? I've already read 800 pages of that, so like, it's possible, who knows? If I wanted to get everything done, I'd have to read like, I think 250 pages a day, something like that. Just an insane amount a day. Like, I mean, like, it is technically possible, but probably not gonna happen. But I will do my best. So that's it for my updates for this week. I hope you're all having a great week wherever you are in the world. I'm gonna head out and go read some more Mockingjay. Probably get that done by the end of the day, most likely. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!